some of the funniest Minecraft speedruns I think I've ever seen. This speedrun starts with the speedrunner spawning right on top of a jungle temple thingy, which I don't think I've ever seen before. So right off the bat, we can tell that this speedrunner is extremely lucky. Where the speedrunner makes her way into the jungle temple and finds some levers and then flicks these very specific 2 levers. He hears pistons move, then goes back up the staircase and finds a block that got moved down one. He starts mining the block with his fist and eventually it breaks, revealing a chest. And inside the chest is tons and tons of diamonds. He takes all the diamonds, which add up to exactly a stack of diamonds. What are the chances? He goes back down the staircase and into the temple. I'm pretty sure this temple has traps, if I'm not mistaken, but maybe this jungle temple is just different because all the traps are already disabled. So he easily walks through everything and makes his way to the other chest. And this chest is even better with full diamond armor, tons of gold, a saddle, and diamond horse armor. Very, very legit. The speedrunner then makes her way out of the jungle temple and starts wandering in the jungle until he finds a horse that's already strapped up to some lead, which means he must have put this here beforehand because there's no way a random horse strapped itself to the fence. Or am I just confused on something? Well, this horse also has a name called, Ben? Okay. He turns around and finds a dog. The dog is already tamed because it's sitting, and the dog's name is also Ben. Okay. He unsits the dog and rides the horse. As he's riding the horse, he finds this very, very random cobblestone path. Everyone knows cobblestone paths over rivers are very, very natural. He starts forcing his character to look on the right, but we can clearly see on the left that there's literally an end portal. Who is he trying to hide this from? Well, he walks right past the end portal, then gets off his horse and digs straight down, and somehow lands directly into another end portal. I'm so confused. What was the point in building 2 separate end portals? Not only that, but both end portals were already lit. But once he's in the end, he realizes that he's literally stuck because he never got a pickaxe. But it's okay because it suddenly cuts to him being unstuck. He starts making his way over to the ender dragon, but the ender dragon is literally already one hit somehow, and all the end crystals are already broken. The ender dragon eventually comes down and he simply one hits the ender dragon. He also does this random celebration with his Ben dog, and I'm not sure why he's celebrating him literally cheating. Well, he goes through the portal and simply wins. Seems legit to me. It is literally my dream to reach 1,000 subscribers, so if you helped me get one step closer, that would honestly make my day. This speedrun starts right next to a ruin portal, but it also starts with the speedrunner having a little bit of XP, which immediately can tell that the speedrun is just simply fake. Well, the speedrunner walks up to the chest at the ruin portal and finds some pretty normal loot. The speedrunner takes all the loot and then places 2 obsidian in the portal. They then begin to start running forward until they see a villager's house. Once they get closer, they can see an entire village. And this village has not 1, not 2, but 3 blacksmiths. Is that even possible? Well, the speedrunner jumps off of this mountain and lands directly inside this water. They go up to the first blacksmith, break the window, and loot the chest. That seems pretty normal. They then use the flint that they got from the ruin portal and the iron that they found in the blacksmith to make a flint and steel. They go to the next blacksmith, which also has pretty normal loot. I'm starting to think that the speedrun isn't actually faked. Well, they go to the 3rd blacksmith and fight netherite boots, netherite helmet, and a netherite pickaxe. Okay, well, never mind. The speedrunner has a full set of armor except for pants, but they also have 7 iron. A coincidence? Who knows? They mine a log to make into a crafting table and then use the 7 iron to make pants. The speedrunner sees the villager that clearly needs help, so he saves their life. But then immediately after, he steals the villager's crops. Alright then. The speedrunner then takes the next 5 minutes just climbing up a mountain. This is honestly just embarrassing. Once at the top, the speedrunner lights the nether portal and enters the nether. In the nether, we can find a sign that says, "Nah man, you chill for real, on God, here you go." Okay. And then he finds a chest with tons of blaze rods and gold blocks. Nothing fishy going on here. The speedrunner takes all the loot, then heads over to this other area that says drop gold here. The speedrunner goes to drop all their gold, but then realizes that all the piglins' names are Kevin. What kind of name is Kevin? The speedrunner drops an entire stack of gold, all for no reason, because as soon as they do that, they then find a barrel with a stack of ender eyes. So the speedrunner goes back to the portal and back into the overworld. Once in the overworld, they go in a random direction and instantly find an end portal. They fill the end portal with the eyes of ender and enter the end. Once in the end, they start digging straight up, and everything in the end seems pretty normal. They build up some pillars, break the end crystal, mine some blocks, build up another pillar, break another end crystal, switch their game mode to creative. Wait, what? For some reason, the speedrunner just magically switched their game mode to creative, and they break all the end crystals. Once they do that, they start spamming tons of beds on the ender dragon and eventually kill it. And I guess they win, even though they very clearly cheated. This speedrunner starts looking straight down with 1 XP and in their second hotbar slot. All things that indicate the speedrun being fake. Once they look up, we can see that they're literally in a super flat world. How can you possibly speedrun in a flat world? They turn around and we can see an entire parkour course with a chest at the end. So the speedrunner begins the parkour course, fails, then fails again, and again, and again, and again. This was simply just sad to watch. Eventually he finishes the parkour and opens the chest that has overpowered loot inside of it. He takes all the loot, puts on all the netherite armor, and then drops down. Once he drops down, he sees this weird structure. He walks up to it just to find out that it's actually a grave. A grave with a sign that says, Poopy the Slime, 2027 through 2741. Wait, what? Those are literally 2 years that haven't even come yet. But that would also mean that Poopy the Slime is 714 years old. Well, the speedrunner opens the grave and actually finds Poopy the Slime and then kills it. So I guess Poopy the Slime is actually dead now. Behind the grave, we can see some very hidden obsidian that the speedrunner uncovers to find a nether portal. And it's of course already lit. The speedrunner enters the nether and then starts breaking this very specific block underneath this fire, which uncovers an ender chest. In the ender chest, we have blaze powder and ender pearls, both things needed to enter the end. So the speedrunner grabs the items, goes back to the portal, and into the overworld. Once there, they spawn in a completely random area that's kind of far away from the parkour area. So the speedrunner has to run all the way back. Once back, they go to the parkour and break this very non-specific at all spot, which of course is hiding an ender portal. So he places in the eyes of ender and goes to the end. Once in the end, the speedrunner now somehow has a netherite pickaxe. But if we look at the chest from before, they very clearly never got a netherite pickaxe. So I honestly have no idea where they got this from. Well, they dig out, and everything about the end seems pretty normal, other than the fact that it randomly cuts, and now the ender dragon is half health. So the speedrunner just starts hitting the dragon over and over again until it finally dies. I would say everything about this speedrun was honestly pretty real. This speedrun starts with the speedrunner killing a zombie. He then throws a splash potion of poison on this enderman, which actually ends up killing it. Oh wait, wrong footage. This speedrunner starts in the middle of the forest. Everything seems normal until they turn around and find a mansion. He cautiously enters the mansion and takes a left. He looks around until he finds a room with a chest, and the chest has saplings. Okay. He takes all the saplings and then finds this pillager. He tries to sneak by the pillager and it somehow actually works. Wait, what? I genuinely have no idea why the pillager did not attack him. He goes down the hallway some more until he finds a room with some crops. He takes the crops, but it's literally just seeds, so there was literally no reason in taking them. He turns around and goes back to the entrance, but he sees the pillager once again that for some reason is still not attacking him. I'm not sure why. Once he's at the entrance, he goes upstairs, and then he finds another staircase that could lead him up to the 3rd floor, but he checks behind the railing and finds a chest. And of course the chest has overpowered loot, cause you know, why wouldn't it? He then finds this extremely secret staircase maze type of thing, which I had no idea even existed. Once he gets to the end, there's a chest, which has a golden apple, which honestly would not help him because he has several stacks of enchanted golden apples. He finds that very nice pillager that didn't kill him several times, and kills it. Well, okay, this guy's kind of crazy. He, for whatever reason, decides to break this wall, and on the other side is a secret room. The secret room has a chest with efficiency 1 leather pants. Alright, that makes sense. But there's also an end portal, but the end portal has no eyes of ender. So the speedrunner has to somehow find eyes of ender, but this place is humongous, so how could he possibly okay then. He places in the eyes of ender and enters the end. But of course, he forgets a pickaxe. So he ends up just breaking out with his fist. Once he gets out, he does the entire end fight completely legit. Except for the fact that all the items he's using are literally cheated in. He breaks all the end crystals and kills the ender dragon. That's the most legit speedrun I've ever seen. If you like that video, I'm pretty darn sure you'll like this video too, so I would highly recommend clicking on it. Click it right now!